So Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are stuck in what feels like never-ending contract negotiation.
2 years.
I don't remember a point in my career where I talked more about someone's
there's never been. Never, ever.
contracts.
Ever. There's never been anything like this.
Because generally it's not really that interesting.
It's always boring.
Right. And this is very interesting because it's so layered.
Well, and you can always take sides. Like with Patrick Mahomes, you'd be like, just pay him. That'd be stupid not to.
Right.
Like, or with Trubisky, you're like, let's not pick up the option. Let's move on.
It's usually very clear what should happen. And then you get into the debate of like, should they be paid this much more or not? But you definitely either feel like they should be paid or shouldn't.
And then, so you have two different camps with Dak, and it's the Cowboys. But the other thing is now Dak wants big boy money. So now he's creating another layer of like argument. This is why it's a good topic. It gets a number every time we talk about it, because there really are two sides to this story.
Right. So NFL Network's Jane Slater gave a little bit more insight into why they haven't come to an agreement yet.
Last year's money was in the ballpark of Russell Wilson / Jared Goff type money. Now he's looking to be paid right behind Patrick Mahomes, a guy who's gone to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. Dak hasn't done that yet, so they feel like it's been a respectable offer. His camp believes that he needs to bear what the market value is, and they feel like this deal should have gotten done 2 years ago, so your problems with money aren't our problems. It's about respect.
I'm so conflicted about this because I've always been on Dak's side in this conversation.
By the way, Dak talks about respect. That's a big thing for guys. Do women talk about respect?
Yes.
Okay, because guys, it's a big deal.
All the time.
Okay, so you guys do that too. Show me respect.
Well, I mean, because I think respect is measured in actions and in words. How you treat someone with, like, it's why Deshaun Watson feels disrespected. He was paid respectably, but he wasn't treated with respect.
Yeah.
And he doesn't feel like other people around him were treated with respect. So respect is very layered. It's not just a direct thing like, okay, we've paid you, therefore you've been respected. Like, there's a lot of nuance to it. I feel like the disrespect started when they signed Ezekiel Elliott and got that contract done before they got their franchise quarterback contract done. There weren't that many questions about what Dak was capable of. Why would you do that contract first before the quarterback? Because at that point, you could have gotten him on a much more reasonable deal. But then as time went on, it's like, no, I'm actually extremely valuable. Now, it becomes a conversation of how valuable. Patrick Mahomes, everyone understood that contract. But what Patrick Mahomes has accomplished plays a huge role on, and then we all have eyeballs and can see how talented he is as well, obviously. It's getting very complicated for me to assess this, because I obviously feel like he should be paid, and who am I to tell someone to take less money? I think you should do whatever you want with your career. What I would do is take a slightly more reasonable deal, especially after coming off of this type of injury.
Same here.
And he just wants a shorter deal than Dallas is willing to give. That part, I'm on his side on. He should be able to they should move on the 1 year deal. The one that he wants a 4 year, they want a 5 year. Move on the 1 year, pay him. Because the thing about it is while he was on this rookie contract, you had all the money to sign all these players and bring in all this talent. You guys didn't make it happen. Dak's not the GM. Dak's not the owner. That's not on him to put all the pieces around him to make him successful.
I guarantee you, Jerry's saying, you've made $75 million in endorsements. You wouldn't do that with the Jags. You got to that's right. Jerry's sales pitch is Russell Wilson's made $15 million in endorsements. You've made 70. You got to take that into now.
And that's hard to hear from a billionaire. But here is the reality.
Billionaires don't have salary caps, though, like players do.
Salary cap.
Yeah,
if this is MLB,
you pay me whatever.
$400 million.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you're not going to pay me because you have it. But this is a salary cap situation, and you have to fit in other players. And to your point, you are not going to get those endorsement deals if you're somewhere else. So, Patrick Mahomes makes $45 million annually. Deshaun Watson makes $39. So he's looking for somewhere, assumedly, in the $40 million range. And when you look down at what those other guys have accomplished, Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Patrick Mahomes is a Super Bowl, Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl. We all think, well, not all of us, you and I think Roethlisberger should hang it up, but he has two. And Jared Goff played in one. Aaron Rodgers has one. What kind of company are you in?
Yeah.
Jane Slater just tweeted an update. I'm told Dak's been at the facility nearly every day rehabbing, so must not be that contentious, folks. Secondly, Stephen Jones and Todd France have been talking, and they are good talks. Still nothing meaningful here, but they're better than they've been. So Maybe one day we'll get to the end of this contract. So Trevor Lawrence is only a couple weeks into his recovery from left shoulder surgery, and he's already getting good rehab work in. He posted a few pictures that showed him lifting weights and working with a physical therapist, and added the caption, "Day by day."
Now look at that picture. That looks like a number one pick. He's standing next to a man who appears to be a normal-sized man.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is 6'6".
Yeah, look at Trevor Lawrence. That, by the way, that's what a number one pick looks like. He doesn't look like anybody in your family. I mean, look at his chest. Look at his size. Look at his... That is what a number one pick... I'm sorry, but Zach Wilson at BYU looks skinny to me.
Okay, but we've seen skinny, undersized guys be very successful. Outliers, obviously. Tom Brady being one of them. He would not appreciate that.
Well, he was a fifth round. I wouldn't pick Tom Brady
pick.
number one. That's right.
Yes. I'm glad that his... this is the thing now. You know, I think when guys first started posting like rehab and training videos and workout videos, it was kind of like made fun of. And now it's kind of necessary. Like everyone wants updates on your progress and what you're doing in the off season. But I'm glad that his rehab is coming along nicely. And you've been in physical therapy as of late.
It stinks.
So you know how...
I got it tomorrow at 3. It stinks.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
The injury itself is bad, right? It can be painful. But the rehab is really what drains your spirit.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
And it's crucial. So, by the way, if you have an injury, go get physical therapy. Guys hate to do it.
Well, a lot of times what happens is you don't get the proper physical therapy. You don't take it seriously, and then you don't recover properly.
I talked to a doctor yesterday. Dr. Thomas Lowe. He's a great doctor. And he was saying, yeah, I skied a couple years ago. I banged up my shoulder. I didn't take care of it. It just kind of healed by itself. And I thought, you're a doctor. But by the way, it shows you. We're guys. We're like, I was banged up skiing. We guys, now as a pro athlete, you have to do rehab. Your team,
but they're still human beings. Like to your point, it's exhausting to do rehab. It's like another job. Now, when you're a pro athlete, obviously it is your job to rehab, and the same way it would be your job to train.
By the way,
work out.
Is my doctor going to be mad at me because I said his name? He's a brilliant doctor. He's brilliant, literally brilliant. But he was talking about a ski accident.
Well, maybe he's a doctor. I'm sure he's very busy, so he didn't feel like doing it.
But it's funny how guys...
I didn't want to rehab. When I tore my ACL, I was like, I don't feel like doing any of this.
I didn't rehab until my wife literally said, you can't sleep on your left side. Something's wrong with your body. Get it fixed. I had to be... I was in so much pain, I couldn't go on my left side. And I was like, yeah, it'll go away. My wife's like, yeah, 7 months, it hasn't gone away. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah,
guys are weird.
See, I don't have the pain capacity for that. If I'm uncomfortable for 5 minutes, I'm like, all right, I'm getting this fixed.
Not me. I'm a warrior.
I'm not. So finally, LaMelo Ball continues to impress his rookie year. He averaged 20 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 6.7 assists in the month of February. With those numbers, he became only the third teenager to play at least 10 games in a calendar month and average at least 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game in that stretch. He's in pretty good company. Only 2 others to do it, one being Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, he's surprised me. I thought he was really flashy. And I thought, yeah, I've seen his brothers play. A little bit of sizzle, not enough steak for me. But he really is, when you watch him play. And I don't watch a lot of Charlotte stuff, but the times I watched enough NBA, he's aggressive offensively. You can tell by the way he plays, he thinks he's a great offensive player. And that, by the way, that's a big chunk of it.
I'm not a huge bragger. If I'm wrong, I usually just kind of ignore it and then it'll go away.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty proud about how right I was.
Yeah, you called this one.
I think I deserve just one. Just one.
Hey, that's right. A couple experts here. When we get it right, we want to hear about it.
Yeah,
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Live News.
I was thinking about that J.J. Watt situation. It's well documented now that younger general managers in the National Football League are more willing to trade than older general managers. It's cultural. The less needs... they're going to go out. Howie Roseman. The young GMs are much more about making trades and making deals. The old GMs not as much. What's also happening in coaching is young coaches, Sean McVay, Cliff Kingsbury, Green Bay's coach, LaFleur. They're not going to grind you as much as at practice as a Belichick. Now, and the Bruce Arians is an old coach who thinks young. He's not a grinder at practice either. And I do wonder with J.J. Watt, players sell players on culture. James Harden was talked into coming to Brooklyn by KD. AD was talked into coming by LeBron. Players talk to players, stars talk to stars. And I do think DeAndre Hopkins admitted he sold J.J. Watt. Well, what did he sell him on? Did he sell him on, we win Super Bowls here? No. We finished first last year? Well, no. We best coach easily in the division? No. What he sold him on is culture.